It's a little overwhelming. I thought I'd have more preparation time to build up to get to a certain level. So it happened very fast. I'm not complaining. It's awesome, but I wasn't expecting it, especially since I was hearing crickets for so long.
Welcome to the Online Writing Club show. Today we have a powerhouse with us. This is Ellen Scherr. She is a therapist, a writer, a midlife truth teller, and she just went from 0 to 10,000 Substack subscribers in a few short weeks. I remember the day she sent me the screenshot. Her post, Aging Out of was exploding. Thousands of likes, thousands of restacks, and she said she had found her secret formula, which she's gonna share in our conversation. Today, her writing turned into a movement. She's sharing exactly how she did it, how she writes posts people cannot stop sharing, how she uses notes, chat, and live streams to grow fast, and how she went from only her sister and best friend liking her posts to a real audience of 10,000 readers. This is mind-blowing. So, Ellen, take us right into that moment. You know, you sent me the screenshot, Aging Out of Fucks was blowing up. What was happening in your head right then?
I thought I was dreaming. I kept waiting, like, am I going to wake up from this dream? And it wasn't that long. I don't remember. How long ago was it when you and I had the live on Substack? Couldn't have been probably more than a month ago, was it?
Yeah, just like 4 to 6 weeks or so.
Yeah, not very long. And, I'm just plugging away, just, still hearing crickets and just keep plugging away. And next thing I know, my phone is like blowing up, lit up from, all the notifications. And I'm like, what is going on? And it just kept coming and coming. I was just like, oh my gosh. So after a couple of days, I was like, wow, I can't believe this is all just coming from Substack. So I went into the stats in Substack and I realized it was all over the place. It was coming from everywhere. People had posted it. I was a little embarrassed because people were posting it and loving it on LinkedIn. And I'm like, that's a professional web, social media platform. I'm not sure that verbiage, the title of the post was really appropriate, but it's going viral on LinkedIn. So like, I don't know what my old bosses or colleagues think, but oh well.
Oh, I didn't know this part of the story. So people then started sharing this on LinkedIn and this was like how it blew up. Wow, this is crazy.
So if I go in, it's coming everywhere. Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. It's just all over the place.
And I think this is like the idea of creating something that is shareable. So people are going to start share it on multiple platforms. You start on Substack as your home, but then people are going to share it. And in the chat we had together, you joked that you cracked now the code with like 2 words, what you have to put in the headline, because of course headlines have to be magnetic. So you said it would be like sex and the F word. When did you realize those posts were not just bold, they were like magnetic? Because now you're pumping out 2 to 3 posts per week or so, and all the headlines are so click-worthy.
I was just sitting and I was like, I'm plugging away since August. Nothing's really happening. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe I need to go out of the box a little bit and have something, that's eye-catching. And so that was the intent. But the title got people to look at it, but I didn't realize that the content was going to resonate so much.
Yeah, and I think if we're checking like the comments, you definitely, if you're listening or watching this right now, you have to check the comments. So this is just crazy, getting all the restacks, getting all the shares, but then also seeing people in the comments, engaging, and then whatever, sharing their 2 cents, and then someone else is replying. I think this is like the idea of like this having like this viral moment. And you might remember that time when we had like the bootcamp, you weren't so sure about what to put out. And now you are someone who creates his own like Substack universe, Substack empire, his own Substack home. What do you think are like, besides, what to put in the headline, and of course that the content has to resonate, but what do you think has changed within the last couple of weeks and months?
Much more clarity in terms of what women are needing. At first it was just throwing spaghetti at the wall and just seeing what stuck. But that was the first time that gave me some real clarity of what I need to focus on. Because I remember in the beginning, I kept saying, and I might have talked to you about this as well, and should I niche down further? Should I go broader? Everybody goes through that dilemma in terms of where to start and how to do it. I started broad and, like I said, just started putting things out. So had that not resonated as much and gone viral, I still probably wouldn't know what the real content should be.
Did you also poll people or so to find out what's resonating and what people want more? Because what you're telling me is I remember the conversation, it was about niching down or going broad. And the idea you now have is that you can share a bit more about this, Ellen, but that you're focusing on people in midlife. This can be women, but also I guess that you have lots of male readers. Am I right about this? But of course, based on your professional expertise, I guess you're more maybe focusing on women. But maybe you can share a bit more about this, because I think this is one of the most important questions I get all the time. Should I niche down or should I go broad? And I always say, if you can focus, then it's good. But first, similar to you, you have to go a bit broader to see then what you should focus on.
And that's where I started, and you and some others advised me to do that. And so I was struggling because in that one niche of helping midlife women were different subcategories. So whether it be divorce, changing careers, perimenopause, or whatever, I felt like maybe that was too broad. Maybe I needed to just narrow down on one of those subcategories. But I was advised, no, don't do that. Keep it broad and see what happens. But what I realized is it wasn't really so much about the sub niche as it was the overarching category about just what women are experiencing in midlife. And I've gotten a lot of nasty comments from men. They think I'm some major feminist now. So, but I only deal with women because I've experienced everything personally. I've gone through divorce and perimenopause and menopause and a change of career. And so men go through it, but I can't write or relate as much to what men are going through.
I want to celebrate 1 year of my podcast with you. Here's how you can join the celebration. Check the show notes for a special surprise to celebrate 1 year of the podcast. If you're thinking about your headlines, because I have the feeling that you tweak your headlines a lot. So in the beginning when we met, it was okay, but now it's really wow-worthy. Are there any tips and tricks for others you could share on how to make your headlines magnetic and so powerful as yours are now?
I think it was just practice. So what I would do is not really having a lot of experience in writing and the headlines, I would go into chat and just ask for examples. A lot of times it just didn't resonate, but it taught me different words and different things. So I would take a whole bunch of what it gave me and then try to formulate my own, but then just practice doing that over and over again. Now I really don't depend on it as much. I might just go in and ask chat. I'll come up with a title and say, what do you think about this? Chat might say, yeah, it's okay. It's not really strong. And then I might go, yeah, okay, I could see why. And then I'll go back and redo it. But I take a lot of time on my posts.
How long does it take to write one post for you?
Sometimes 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, with me, it's still the same. What I think for you would be something like you could ask, hey, what are the pain points of my audience? Or this is what I'm seeing in my private practice. What titles do you have in mind in this and that style? Maybe there is a therapist you adore and this therapist is also a writer or has a team that is writing for her, something like this. This would be an idea for me. So because the pain points, always start with the pain points. And I think this is something that you do because your intros really grab people right away. What is your strategy with the intro? What is your method that keeps readers hooked in the intro already?
I think a lot of it's because, I also have, a clinical private practice. So I'm hearing it every day. I still see clients all day long. I've been doing this in the evenings and weekends. And I know what they're saying. I know what words they're using. I know what they're telling me. And So I think I put it in my last post or one of them about many women start with, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. But what's interesting, I did all that in chat originally to kind of help develop my marketing plan and the pain points. And it still wasn't clear enough for some reason. Like I knew the pain points, but I still hadn't figured out what to verbalize and how to verbalize it.
You know your audience best, the people that are coming to your clinical private practice, and you can use the exact words they are using when they come and visit you. So they have like the therapist in their pocket, or someone as a best friend in their pocket who's then helping them.
Yeah.
Because they feel seen, they feel heard. Like, wow, Elle knows exactly how I feel, and I think this is the best. And often when I'm now on notes, because this was of course also the idea of the bootcamp, I see you. I see you on notes. I also have the feeling that notes is helping you grow, but of course, I know most of the stuff is coming via long form posts. Notes is like the short form post engine. What do you think about notes? How does notes help you grow, and how are you using notes?
Well, everybody advised me that notes was how it was going to take off. So I guess I proved those people wrong. But I love writing the notes because the notes are just little snippets of just little wisdom things, like to give somebody, a little perk or something during the day. So yeah, I love writing the notes, and I haven't really analyzed what the notes are really doing. I've just noticed, everything from the post.
Similar to what you did with the long form post, what you can do is you can go into the dashboard, and then on the left-hand side, you can check this with the growth, and then you can see where the subscribers are coming from, the free subscribers or the paid subscribers. And then you can see whether they are coming from recommendations, via notes, via your long form stories. And I could imagine that notes also plays a huge role. Let's say it's maybe 20% or so, but I could imagine exactly this. And maybe, Ellen, the time wasn't right so far on notes, but this is going to be like the next big thing, because I think whenever I'm seeing you here on my smartphone in the app, I'm always thinking, wow, Ellen really found a way to hook me. This is definitely something that I want to share, definitely something where I could also want to jump into the conversation, something like this. This is what I mean. So I would just now, yeah, the next couple of weeks going to be Christmas and New Year's and all this stuff. So we never know what's going to happen with notes. But for now, of course, with the long form post, this is amazing. But you never know, similar to the long form post, this could also happen with notes. And I love the idea you shared with this viral moment. Everyone wants to have once in a lifetime that, you have this long form post and people going to start sharing this. I had the first on Medium, Sara Redondo of the Bootcamp. She also experienced this. And this is not the end. So Sara, for instance, when we met during the bootcamp, she had about 20,000 subscribers. And these subscribers are coming, like, let's say, 50% via notes and 50% via long form posts. And she's combining them pretty well. And now she had another peak, and now she's at more, I don't know if she has reached this already, but 40,000 subscribers. So I could imagine that if I'm pumping this podcast and video out into the world, you might have already like 50,000 subscribers. So, you know what I mean? So you never know what's going to happen with Substack. This is the cool thing, really.
It's just surreal, it was going gradual. I started with nothing, and so I watched, up to 5 to 10, finally got up to 250 or something, and it just stayed there. Like nothing I was doing, it was moving.
When exactly did you start writing on Substack?
August. I think it was middle towards end of August. But here's the interesting I realized. So all those notes I was pumping out like three a day, and nothing. I mean, maybe 3 likes or whatever. But now all the notes that I wrote back when that had no visibility, now people are seeing all the notes. So that's thrilling. That's a kind of like, wow, all that effort day in and day out of putting those notes out that had nothing now are getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, and you have also to keep in mind that these 10,000 subscribers are also the followers on Substack Notes. And I bet even more. You might, I don't know, have you checked this already with the followers, how many you have? I could imagine you might have 15,000 or 20,000 followers already, something like this.
Something.
And I think the strategy you have, that you're having your long form posts and then somehow you are also connecting your long form post with your notes. Am I right? You're putting parts of the notes from the long form posts?
Not as much as I should have, actually. I'd have these bursts of thoughts for the notes, and I just put those out. So, because, my time is so limited since I still have my full time practice.
And what are you doing then exactly? So you're not connecting long form and notes? So you're not putting parts of them and then posting them on notes at the moment? Are you scheduling your notes?
No, I have your scheduler. No, I haven't.
What I'm doing is really, I'm sitting down for, let's say, 50 minutes or so. And then for the next 3 to 4 days, depending on the long form post, I am already, people are saying, Christina, you're so active. At the moment, as you know what's going on in my life, I can't be that active. And I have the kids running here around. And so it's crazy at the moment. But the cool thing really is it's still like this notes engine it's going. And of course, also like batch created most of my long form stories. But with notes, it's super easy. You just sit down for 50 minutes or so. It can also be like you sit down for 50 minutes and you have the whole week or so, and then you're fine. You know exactly what's going to happen. And if you have a story like aging out of facts, for instance, then you can take parts of it and then put it there. And for this, for instance, ChatGPT can help you. But also inside Stack Buddy, my hubby Patrick, he already like built a tool where he's just taking from the long form post parts of it and then recommending you what to post the notes, also then based on what worked well for others, what worked well for you in the past. There are multiple things. So definitely, but you know about this. I would definitely do this.
Yeah, I can't even imagine if what would happen if I started doing that. But what's interesting is some people are already doing it for me because they'll take the pieces out of the post or the note and share it.
This is the best, isn't it? If people start sharing your stuff, and so this must be so.
It's
I don't
so
know what, like.
rewarding. It's not, it doesn't have anything to do about going viral or whatever. It's just the comments. I feel so bad because I can't respond to all of them, but I'm reading all of them, and just so heartwarming. And that's why I started doing this, just to help as many women as I can. So.
Oh, wonderful. Share this episode with a friend who's been thinking about starting a podcast and help me celebrate 1 year of this journey. Thank you so much. And in the offline world, Ellen, did there happen anything like someone saying, oh, Ellen, I read your post or so?
Well, last week I had a client. It just so happened that the conversation was somewhat like around my viral post. And I said, I usually don't talk about myself, in a session, but I just need to tell you that I just wrote a post, basically exactly, what we're talking about. And honest to God, she goes, oh my God, my friend just sent me this post. It's on my phone. I haven't looked at it yet. Is that you?
Oh, you know what? You know what I see? I'm already seeing Good Morning America. And could you see yourself on camera? You know what I mean? Television?
My dream always was to be on the Oprah show, but I lost that chance.
You can still become like an editor or a writer for Oprah because she has her website and the blog. And I know, for instance, Sanmet Sethi, for instance, she got featured by Oprah.
Oh, okay.
So this could happen,
It
I think you
could.
can join her pool of experts or so.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm not expecting it. It's not why I'm doing it, but if it happens. But I have had a lot of people reaching out to go on their podcasts.
Yeah, I love this so much. I saw this on your notes feed. But to come back to this, Ellen, you know that I used to be a PR consultant and I did this all the time. But if I were you, I would really write down like your Oprah and all this stuff. But then I would think about how could I get featured there? Because you had the viral post, and the viral post could be, this is like a window of opportunity for you because this could be your entry card, your ticket to maybe,
It's so funny you said that because that's what I was thinking about this morning. But then I get so overwhelmed.
Yeah, I
Like,
see.
oh my gosh, I'm only one person. So basically my challenge is, as self-supporting and as a single woman, I need my income from my practice. my intention when I started this was, how can I help as many people as I can without seeing people every hour? And so, but I'm not there yet where I can start to give up some of my clients in my private practice to devote more time to this, because I haven't generated really any income yet. So my next goal is at least to try to generate some income to allow me to cut back. My private clients aren't going to be happy, but I'm only one person.
How many paid subscribers did you get already?
How many subscribers?
Paid subscribers.
I never did pay.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Would you like to do it?
I think you and I talked about that, and
We talked about it. You know my opinion.
I know your opinion, and it was the same as other people's opinions. And I said, no, I just don't want to go that route. I want to see how I do and what, how people feel about the material. And because I didn't start it just to make money. So now that it's getting larger, now I have to step back and I have to say, okay, how can I monetize a little bit? So that's why I know everybody told me I was crazy for not doing the paid subscribers.
Yeah, or at least offering something, having an offer ready or something.
Now I do. I just started my email campaign just went out. Yes, 2 days ago.
Maybe you can tell us a bit more about your email campaign. Is this an actual offer with something that we can buy from you? Yeah.
It's a free ebook, but then as the emails go on, it will be for asking for purchase another ebook that I wrote. And then I'm also working on some other software things on the side that will also hopefully help women, and that will be paid products, and that should be ready January.
And will you connect them with your subscription, or will it be like a
just no? Yeah, I know I'm probably leaving income on the table, but I don't really care right now. My goal is just to help people, and if I start segregating between paid and unpaid, I don't want to lose those women that maybe I could have helped but didn't want to pay for the subscription.
you still have like this open house and everyone can come and join, and hang out with you, but you could still offer them, hey, if you would want to support me, because I would love to become a bestseller or whatever, or be seen, or one day be covered by Good Morning America or so. You can help me with this. And for this, you can support me with whatever, $5 or so. This could be an idea. Still, everything would be free.
I know. I just don't.
This.
Just don't feel comfortable doing that.
Okay. Yeah. I think now you might not feel comfortable, but maybe at some point you're going to say, yeah, or if you just have like this funnel where you get new coaching clients or so, this would be the idea of it then.
Right. So part of the program that I'm going to offer when I launch it in January will be part of kind of DIY, taking an assessment, doing some things on your own, but then additional consulting help from me.
Yeah, this is awesome. So everyone listening to this, definitely check out Ellen's product. Ellen, where can people go to check it out? Is it then via your Substack newsletter or
my website, lifebranches.com?
Very good. And one last question, Ellen, because everything started also with our live. You remember when you said, I'm not sure about going live, and you might have heard that yesterday Substack extended. First, everyone had their smartphones ready and we could go live via the app. And now the cool thing really is we can be here on desktop and then streaming, which is much better. And you can have two screens or even more. This is the cool thing. So we have now going live via mobile and we have going live via desktop, which is cool. And you might remember ours when this was via phone and all the stuff. And what do you think about live, and what parts of your Substack strategy will play live streaming?
I don't know. I'll have to see if it means, again, getting word out and helping more people. But it's a comfort level. We're like, well, we just need to do it. So yeah, was it scary? Of course it was. But do I still get nervous? Of course I do. But my first reaction is, yeah, maybe I really don't want to do that. And then I go, no, again, just like I tell other people, I've got to push through it. And if it's going to help, then I do it. So what I'll have to start doing, though, is drawing boundaries, because now people are asking me to fly to do a podcast. I don't want to be traveling around the country right now.
I think 2026 will gonna be like an amazing year for you, maybe the best year ever. And maybe Good Morning America or another broadcasting station is gonna cover you. Fingers crossed, definitely. And if there would be one last message for everyone who has now listened to and saw that you really was like blown away by this blow up that took you by surprise, what is like this one message going like from 0 to 10,000 subscribers in just a few weeks? What could you tell us?
It's overwhelming. I almost relate it to like a movie star who has a hit movie. And then when I went to go post a post right after the one that went viral, I was like, oh crap, now what am I going to write? How am I going to follow that up? So now I know how movie stars feel when they have a hit movie and then the next one flops. So I'm just taking it day by day, just to see. I'm enjoying it. It's a little overwhelming. I thought I'd have more preparation time to build up to get to a certain level. So it happened very fast, which I'm not complaining. It's awesome, but I wasn't expecting it, especially since I was hearing crickets for so long.
And I'm so thankful for this wonderful conversation today. I'm so delighted about everything you shared, and I wish you all the best. And I bet after, publishing this post, we already see you maybe at 12,000 or 15,000, and then maybe in a few weeks or so at 20,000 subscribers. I guess you will see another blow up. This blow up will also then take you by surprise. But definitely, if you're checking out your posts and if you're checking out the notes that Ellen is sharing, you definitely see that Ellen is doing Substack way. And this is exactly what I want for everyone, that you find your own way. So Ellen, many, many things. And for everyone who now already fell in love with you, where can we connect with you?
Either on Substack or my website, lifebranches.com.
Very good. Cool. So everyone, then see you in the next conversation. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Share this episode with a friend who's been thinking about starting a podcast and help me celebrate 1 year of this journey. Thank you so much.